here today at the Nottingham Playhouse at the Cast Bar, where the Axis community, which is now transforming into eChampions, has had its launch today. And I'm stood out in the bar with Johnny Green.
Hello.
And Johnny, what's your role at the Axis Community eChampions organisation? And what was the launch about? And what are the key things that...
You wanted me to remember all three of those. What's my role? My role is to help organise all of this. Yeah. So we held a series of sort of 22, 23 pilots that was called Axis Community, and we want to take that forward into a more organised community that helps supports two kinds of people. One, providers of web technology, and two, businesses that need to consume that kind of technology. We want to bring those two groups of people together into one community where they can learn, share, network, and be open and transparent with each other about, improving their businesses.
And
I did all right on number one there.
Yeah, there's been that community that's built up, which is the great thing about using online and offline, and I think the Axis community and the Champions programme is moving along that direction, that they're really trying to create an online community as well as the offline, and the whole the benchmarking and being able for e-businesses to share their data.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we've understood from the start that there are certain people who like to communicate predominantly online, but there's an awful lot of people who kind of want a combination of face-to-face in a sort of social environment, but learning, and that backed up kind of by web technology to be able to communicate on forums and things like that. So we learned that quite quickly, and we want that kind of balance. When it comes to this sort of benchmarking exercise, to me this is one of the reasons that I've stopped around to be part of this, and it's one of the most exciting things, that there are a lot of industries, and that we've learned tonight that the hotel industry extensively shares all sorts of what you would consider very sort of sensitive performance data with other people in that industry in order to understand where they sit, in the sort of pecking order, understand how well they're performing against other people. Now, if some of the biggest chains in the world, big hotel chains, understand that you need to give a little bit away to get more benefit from actually sharing some of your performance data, then I think we should be looking at that in this industry, and there aren't really anybody who's doing that yet. So that's what we want to do with this. We're going to ask the people who are have the most involvement, these full e-champion peoples, to share things like their bounce back rate and their shopping cart abandonment, and total number of page views, total time, average time somebody spends on the site, and so on and so on. There's about 20 key metrics that we want people to share. We'll give them some anonymity in that so that it's not too sensitive, but that's a real kind of key component of this next stage, eChampions.
So if someone wants to get involved with this project and they're listening to this podcast, where can they go and what do they need to do? Okay,
technically you need to be based in the East Midlands, you need to be from a business, that could be between 1 and 250 staff, and if you do sort of fulfil those criteria, then we're looking for people who could consider themselves to be providers of the technology, like your good self, but also businesses who would want to benefit from a better understanding of the web. Those sort of people can go to echampions.co.uk. It's a website, just go there and fill in your details. We'll be in touch and we'll help you sort of move forward to the next stage of understanding what level of membership you need.
Thank you very much, Johnny.
My pleasure.